And happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome back to Apocalypse Movies, The Last of Us review show happening every Sunday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, except for last week because, The Last of Us, Super Bowl, all that stuff.
Right.
But we are back, episode 6, titled Kin. Just Kin.
Mm-hmm.
Very fitting title if you've seen the episode. My name is Gio. I'll be the host and joined by Mr. Keith Barnes. Let's jump right into this.
Yes,
Keith,
sir.
is The Last of Us still doing it for you? Is it still riding a high? 6 out of 6. Your thoughts on
Yes.
the episode?
Yep. It continues. Great. This was good, even though there were. Hello, Blake. Yeah, good evening. First of all, let me just say I can already see. I was watching this episode. We got to the end. I can already see all the complaints, especially from losers like Ben Shapiro complaining that there's no zombies. There's no infected in this episode. Which I know it's mind-boggling the way people are complaining about that, but whatever. No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Again, it's about the relationships. This one really showing the actual the growth between the two main characters, and how they're despite their best efforts, they care about each other very much at this point now.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I don't get the whole there aren't enough infected, there aren't enough zombies and all that. If you want that, just play the game. But I'm warning you, if you play the game based on what I've seen, okay, I've only seen the cut scenes, but it's a lot of character interactions too. A lot of character interactions and explorations.
Yeah.
And for me, that's why I watch this show. If I want zombies or infected, I could throw on
Just play Doom. Play Doom or
Yeah.
whatever where you can shoot all the monsters you want.
Or I could watch Army of the Dead,
Right,
know,
yeah,
or
there you go,
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead, 28 days later. There's plenty of that
28
stuff.
days. Yeah, there's plenty of that. But, with this one, it's Joel, it's Ellie, and to your point, Keith, in this episode, they bonded. They've gotten closer, They yelled at each other. And maybe that's their way of, getting closer and closer.
Right.
And in this episode, we got to see Joel and Tommy reunite, which was very heartwarming.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but this was by far the most beautifully shot episode. I mean, my God, this is like, Revenant level of cinematography right there. Just all the mountains, the sunrise, the sunset,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a very beautiful episode, a very strong episode. For me, there's 6 out of 6. I am enjoying this so much. And Blake, I couldn't agree with you more. I wish people would realize this show isn't about zombies. It's about human relations and trauma. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't get that in the last episode with Henry and Sam, then I really don't know what else to say.
Right.
And Jeffrey concurs. Beautiful landscape cinematography, right? I mean, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, is Chivo behind the camera? Who was a cinematographer on Alejandro Inarritu's movies, and just like, wow, because it's all just beautiful and like, it's a weird, like, sort of, I don't want to say juxtaposition, but like, use like all this nature and beauty and everything, and like, if you go towards the cities, it's all destroyed, everything's rusted.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, I don't know, like it's something that I just took out, and clearly you were kind of in the same way. So I want to let's do something different this time. Let's trade off, okay? Let's trade off and talk about some of the highs or lows. And I'll give it up to you first. Like, where do you want the conversation to go first? It could be a moment. It could be a reunion. It could be a character choice. Like, go ahead, take it away. Start us off.
Hmm. Uh. Well.
And we're gonna touch on everything, but like, what's the one
Yeah.
thing you want to talk about first?
Well, sort of what I opened with was that realization. Um. First, just the kind of the admission from Ellie that not just that she needs him, but her kind of revealing like everyone I've ever cared about is either gone, has either left her or died, and she's upset at him for wanting to kind of just, as she said, ditch her. That's how she took it. Not really realizing the reason he wanted to leave her with his brother is because he cared about her. He felt like he couldn't protect her properly,
Right.
And then him realizing how much he does really care about her. Also, he's and seeing him have that moment that he's feelings he probably hasn't felt in years, if ever, of actual emotion. Well, other than for his daughter, but
Right.
and love. They reveal it's been months since they set out on this journey, and yeah, I just love that kind of sort of a argument between two of them, and of course him the next morning making the decision. Yeah, now I'm going to take you. But I love that. I love that whole kind of sequence there. I thought that was it was really great. And it's I talked about it early on. Like we saw it the way he related with his daughter in the first episode, and kind of showed hints of what the relationship between Joel and Ellie is going to be later on. And it's definitely has by the time you get to the end or near the end of this episode, it's definitely become that when you see them when they show up at the college, the way they're having this funny banter with each other, whereas he didn't even want her to talk first set out, and now they're joking about what they're going to do when they're, hey, I can sing, he wants to be a singer, and she's like, yeah, I want you to sing for me. I know that's great. I love the way you almost saw their whole journey just in this one episode, even though it's been building up to this, but yeah.
Right. I mean, in this one, it's for myself, and you probably agree. I don't want to speak for you, but like their relationship took a huge step.
Yes.
Like in so many ways. And I'm gonna bring up Jeffrey Miller's comment right here. Pedro acted the hell out of this one.
Absolutely.
The conversation with him and his brother, not the bar conversation, but when he's in, like, I don't know, he's like in a shop or something,
whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. And the way he opens up to Tommy about everything, Tommy just sits down and is just like, okay, start from the beginning.
All right.
Giving Joel permission to drop this, like, drop it. I'm your brother. It's time to talk to me.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's happening? And when he admits to Tommy, when Joel admits and he says, I was so afraid.
Yeah.
He's talking about when Tommy's guys and fiance, I guess, are they married, I guess, or Maria?
I think he looked like he had a ring on. So yeah, I think
okay.
Yeah.
So when they all surrounded Joel and Ellie, and they had their guns, they were like ready, and then they brought out the dog, and the dog is able to sense if you're infected or not.
Right.
And Joel was talking about how he was so afraid he couldn't do anything. He wanted to, he couldn't. Yeah. And him admitting that, and then you think about the flashbacks at the beginning of the episode where he's like almost like having a panic attack, because like he's grown to care so much, to your point about Ellie and their relationship. And Jeffrey, you are absolutely correct. Pedro's acting in this one was just the best we've ever seen so far in this episode. And just them going on a ride and joking about him trying to explain football, teaching her how to shoot a custom rifle, from his brother, and just these things that when you rewatch the first episode, you're just like, Joel cannot wait to get rid of this kid, you know?
Right.
And yeah, I mean, it's just for that alone, I don't need the zombies in every episode. But if you
Right.
give me writing like that and dialogue between characters and performances and whatnot in this world, it works, man.
Hmm.
It works. So
Well, you nailed you were spot on with just the episode. I mean, opens right talking about the landscapes and the change of the environment from what we've seen so far. It opens right up with snow
right.
and the big open space and wilderness, and we haven't seen that. It's everything has been just dirty, you know, run down, destroyed cities and broken and burned cars and buildings, and
Yeah.
so it is good. It was good to see some of the rest of the world, the world country, and knowing too, seeing that it is snowy, even though they're going to a snowy place, of course. But it just kind of does show the passage of time, right? They're definitely kind of in winter or either close to winter, if it's either just before or just after, who knows? But
Well, it's a holiday season, right? They had the Christmas tree
it's
up
Christmas.
in
Oh, that's right.
there,
Yeah, you're
and
right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah. But yeah, and it immediately reminded me of, and it's funny that this actor showed up, but they encountered the couple at their cabin right at the beginning.
yeah.
Try to figure out where they are and where they're going. The actor that plays the husband there, his name's Graham Greene. He was in the movie Wind River.
Still need to watch Wind River.
Yes.
Still need to watch that.
And I looked at it. He plays the sheriff in the movie Wind River, and I looked at it, and all this looks just like it. And he even mentions Wind River when he was describing where they were. So yeah, I thought that was I wondered if that was intentional because he's in that movie.
Probably.
But yeah, because everything that you see, all the snowy landscape stuff looks exactly like it. So I'm gonna imagine they were probably shooting in or around some of the same places in that movie. So yeah, but that was really good. So that's one thing that immediately stood out too. Was that.
Dude, they took advantage of shooting on location,
Right.
and just that small town of Jackson, and not only that, but like all the country surrounding it.
Right.
I mean, you get these wide shots, and like you see Joel and Ellie, and it's like, do you really have to zoom that far out? But it works.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and just amazing.
And it just you can feel and Joel's like, well, there's no infected out here, and they're like, bullshit. There's there. You can feel they probably are. Clearly, they are because the people say there are, but they're alone. But you can kind of the dread is still kind of there. Like you can tell the threat's still there. So like even though we didn't see any in this episode, you can still feel like one could run out at any moment.
Oh, not even the infected, but the threat is very much the people around them.
Yeah.
Because what was Joel so afraid of? It's like, Tommy, you can't tell anybody, man, because the moment they find out and they see her scars, she's dead.
Right.
So he took a huge risk at a time where his relationship with his brother was shaky. After words were said, Tommy revealed a big secret, like, I'm about to be a father. And Joel, I would have to imagine he's obviously happy for his brother, but at the same time, it's like the happiness is not where it could have been because of what he's been through, And so there's a little bit of conflict in there, not because he's intentionally like a selfish bastard. He's just been through a lot of crap, and he still cares about his brother, to the point where seeing him thrive and seeing him in a small town and having a family like is not what he expected. He's so used to saving Tommy and being there for him that he's almost lost his purpose until he rediscovers it through choosing to go back with Ellie.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of that for Joel throughout the series, but yeah, you're exactly right. And then not only that, but he's feeling, his brother, they were doing a lot of the same stuff, and his brother just kind of just left. And on top of that, just stopped answering the radio. All of a sudden he's found this nice town to live in, and he's about to have a family. He didn't say anything to him, and he felt like like he said, his brother maybe looking down on him, judging him for all the things that he did, or was doing. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like you think, hey, I'm glad. Maybe there was a sense of anger, like, hey, why didn't you? He didn't feel like he deserved that. Maybe he wondered why his brother didn't bring him with him, or didn't tell him they could have gone together, or maybe him, his brother, and Tess could have gone together and lived in this place. I don't know.
Maybe a part of him is like, if you were with me, would Tess still be alive?
Right.
Right. Because he avoided that. He pretty much lied. He was like, no.
He just said she's
Tess
fine.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, man, why would you hide something like that? Unless you're a little bit, I mean, it obviously still hurts, but at the same time, it's like you're hiding so much from the one person who, your whole life, like your life's mission was to find him. Why?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have a comment here from Blake Quick for Keith. This is for Keith and people who have played the games. Did you notice the girl creeping during the dinner scene was Dina?
I did not.
Who's Dina again in the game?
I am trying to remember. Dina. I'm trying to remember even the girl creeping.
Yeah, she was the one that Ellie, when she was mouthing off the table and she's like
snapped at her,
looking over, like,
right,
what you gonna do or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me pull that up real quick. Yes.
Dina, not The Last of Us 2. Don't spoil it for me, Google.
Dina Campbell, yes, because they do, just they do go back there in part 2. Well, that's I'll say. Yes, that was her.
God damn it. I just did a quick search and it showed the character in the video game, and then I see something else and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, that's why that's why I didn't want to say too much.
There we go. Okay. Well, how'd you not know that, Insider? Well,
yes, Blake. But yeah, no, I didn't catch that was her. No, Blake. But yeah, we don't want to spoil too much more. But, yeah.
Too late, Blake. I blame you. You took me down a rabbit hole.
He's sorry. He already says he's sorry.
It's okay. It's all right, buddy. It's all right, man. I mean, who am I kidding? I know about Avengers Secret Wars. So, anyways, cool. Okay, so my turn. I want to talk more about Tommy and Joel because that's what audiences have been waiting for. Okay, like we want to see the infected and all that, and we want to see what Joel's gonna do. But like every episode has been like him, like, where's Tommy? I need to find my brother. Always meant Tommy. Yeah. And specifically, we get more hints. We've heard it in past episodes, but like they did a lot of stuff together, a lot of violence,
yes.
a lot of killing. And, it's just, while Tommy has put most of that behind him, Joel, it appears like, is like, have you forgotten what we done, and this and that. And, then we learn from Tommy, like, oh no, I'm going to be a father. I got to be more careful.
Right.
You want me to take this girl and take her on a 7-day horse ride, a dangerous journey where in between you'll find infected and raiders. And we saw raiders at the tail end.
Mm-hmm.
I
haven't thought a kid of my own. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah. And it fractures, their relationship. And you're just wondering why, Joel, like when they enter the town, there's like a clear disconnect. It's like, they hug, but as they're walking through, there's a disconnect. You got Joel like, why are you acting like this? Or like, why, right. What's going on? And
how'd you get here, and how are they?
And so I know Joel blames Maria for Tommy not answering the radio. I missed it. Did they touch on that at any part in the episode at all, or they just said words were said, and brushed over it? It wasn't brought up again.
I don't think it was. Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, but I mean that's a deep cut right there, man. Yeah. For somebody who you haven't seen in months and whatnot, it's like, but then that heart to heart happens, you know, and it's why we watched the show, you know,
Right.
because like we said, you know, we could get zombies and infected on on you know whatever streaming service. Sorry, there's tons of shows, but like that whole conversation between the two of them, you know, it
Yeah.
was just it really elevated the show for me. Any uh any final thoughts on Tommy and Joel?
No, just I'm curious how much more Tommy we'll see. I mean, we will, but yeah, I did kind of wonder. Uh, the two of them there, uh, Ellie and Joel, the town. Just to jump back to the actual town itself, that was really nice. What a nice place. I really like. I was like, despite the whatever issues that he was having just in seeing his brother, um, and then being introduced to this lady, he's like, who's this lady? Like the moment where he's like, ma'am, I hope you don't mind if I just talk to talk to
Yeah,
Tommy, his family, and just it's like, well, actually, and that's when I noticed he had a ring on. It looked like I think maybe they did get married, but uh, yeah, we are family, and then apparently that actress was in True Blood. I didn't watch that show, so I don't know, but yeah, I was wondering, like, why don't they just stay at this town for a little while? Like, what's the rush? But I think he
right,
just, my daughter pointed out, they, they're trying to keep, they don't want anyone to find out about Ellie, like to see her scar or anything. And he even mentions it to him. Like, if anybody sees that scar, they're going to shoot her. But I did love what Tommy said to him, like, hey, just because your life stopped, doesn't mean mine has to, or
right.
something along those lines. Like, which I think was a great line.
Hmm.
And yeah, I thought that I love the two of them as brothers too. It's a very believable relationship. Um, we only saw it, like I said, in the first episode briefly, but I like that. Joel has always felt so protective of him, and just that they've, even when they are at odds or not seeing eye to eye, they still have each other's back. I don't have a brother, so
Right.
I don't really, I don't know what that's like, but I really enjoy seeing that on
Hmm.
screen, and
No, I mean the big brother in this case, Joel. He's always going to be the big brother and the protector and the one trying to look out, even when the little brother doesn't need it.
right.
And there'll be times where the little brother will have to sit the big brother down and be like,
Hey, I'm good.
"Okay, we are brothers. You're not my father.
Right.
Okay, we're brothers. We've been through a lot of crap together. What's up?
Right.
Tell me about this girl. Tell me about this." And you know,
And also having
man,
to set him straight, like, hey, man, I need to have my own. I got to kind of go on my own at some point. You can't be
right?
trying to, like you said, you're not my father. You can't be trying to, protect me or whatever forever. At
Yeah.
some point, I got to live my own life. So,
Yeah, and I thought they did a pretty damn good job, building that up. Well, I mean, it's an actual small town, but
yeah.
they reading the or watching the featurette, that happens at the end of the credits for each episode on HBO Max. They built the stables and for the horses and the animals and stuff like that. And
Right.
it's a pretty damn good town, given the circumstances and what's going on, and you can understand why, part of Maria's agenda was making sure
Nobody
Fedric
knows.
does not find out about this.
Right. Oh, and
Yeah.
they got the electricity working from the dam that
y-
they saw earlier,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. Which is it's
Yeah.
just really impressive. So they're able to have
Hmm.
plumbing and heat and all the stuff, everything you need really. And this, I love the description. They realize this is how this is. Everybody pitches in. Everybody shares a little bit of everything. It's a commune. She's like, well, this is a commune. We're communists. Because way communism
Yeah.
is actually communism or socialism, the way it's actually supposed to work. Instead of getting
Right.
being corrupted by people who with agendas. But
Yeah.
the way that town runs is the way it's supposed to run. So
A little
can't
bit
say
of
that.
commentary there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
um
Bad word,
let's
communism.
let's touch on the college campus thing a little bit.
Yes.
Definitely recognize some things from the game.
Yep.
Okay, they're talking about football, the
The
monkeys and the
monkeys.
Raiders
Yeah.
and all that. And then, so Joel and Ellie, they don't find the fireflies. They do find out where the fireflies are.
Mm-hmm.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Salt Lake City, right? Utah.
Yeah.
Wow. So they have quite a journey ahead of them. And they get confronted by some raiders,
Yeah.
and Joel takes him down, but not without getting stabbed in the stomach. Bless you.
Thank you.
And they make it out barely, and Joel is severely wounded.
Yeah.
And once again, you're reminded of how close they've become. Ellie's like, no, don't go. I can't do this. And yeah, just heartbreaking, leaves you on a cliffhanger. Joel, he as the episodes go on, he's getting more and more roughed up, man. If it's not the chest pains, it's the wounds. If it's not the wounds, the physical wounds, it's the mental wounds,
Right.
and just man, like
that's why I was saying, like, man, just stay in that little town for a few days, man. Just heal up or heal your mind, heal your body, get some rest, take a nice shower,
Right.
But yeah, no, that was the best. That was crazy. Yeah, that's a particularly nerve-wracking part of the game too, when you get to the college. But yeah, you're right. Everything's totally recognizable. They get to a place where they I think they see the map, and it's just another place they get to. They were supposed to meet the fireflies in that place in Boston, and of course they had all just gotten attacked or whatever had happened there. Now they come here, fireflies are gone. It's another place where immediately when you see, okay, there's no one here, you know what? Let's get out of here. Like,
right.
The firefighters are supposed to be there, and they're not. They obviously left for a reason. Turn around and get the hell out of there. That's what I'm thinking, But of course, they look out, see the Raiders outside, and what was that? I mean, it looked like a bat. I guess maybe it was a bat that he got stabbed with.
It's
like a point. Like it looked like the handle looked like it was like the end of a bat.
Oh, it was like I don't know, some kind of shank that they made. And
yeah.
Like,
ugh.
But
jeez,
that confrontation did give us something that I have been looking for since this show started.
Okay.
A move that I have seen Joel do in the video game countless times. Put him in a freaking chokehold, man.
The chokehold, yep.
A little chokehold, and then
the next snap.
Did that, and I'm like, yes,
yeah,
just like the video game. Mm-hmm. Finally, I don't recall him doing that at all in the previous 5 episodes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He shoots, but I'm like, where is that chokehold at? I need to see it.
Yeah.
It's powerful, man.
The quiet kind of stealth kill there.
Yeah. In the game, he does it to the infected, I think to the clickers. He does it to the Raiders, and I'm like, where is it? And it happened, and it turned ordinary scene between some random Raiders and Joel and Ellie into like they sprinkle that in. They're like, here you go.
Yeah,
there's that chokehold you've been looking for.
yeah.
And so that's the end of the episode. We'll see what happens next. Do you have any final thoughts on episode 6?
Like you said, beautifully shot. Jeffrey, our buddy, mentioned they're definitely beautifully acted, particularly Pedro Pascal as well, as always. Can't wait to see what happens next. It's funny, the behind the scenes thing didn't come up for me on my watching on HBO app, HBO Max, excuse me. So, and nor did I see the sneak peek. So I gotta try to watch both of those.
You gotta get past the credits. It's like the last 3 minutes or 4 minutes.
The episode just ended. It went back to the
menu.
Didn't come up. Yeah, but the sneak peek's on there now, so maybe it'll show it. But when I'll try to rewatch the end again, see what happens. But no, can't wait. As always, can't wait to get to the rest. We only got two left, I think. So, or three left.
I'm very curious about next episode. I don't remember in the video game, and again, I've only seen the cutscenes, but like it appears they're gonna jump into Ellie's backstory and introduce a
Okay.
character that she was close to,
Okay.
and this is something that she alluded to in a prior episode
Right.
when she said it was not her first time killing.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be touched on in this next episode
Okay.
here.
Cool. Right.
It could very much be a similar thing to episode 3 with Ron Swanson, Nick Offerman,
Sure.
Bill and Frank. I mean, I don't know the relationship between Ellie and her friend, but I mean, they get in that brief teaser that we saw, they had gotten close. She reveals she's with the Fireflies. There's a betrayal of trust. There's clickers. So those of you who want infected, you're going to get infected in the next episode. And I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, here we go.
Blake
Next
says-
episode is the DLC.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. I remember seeing that in the trailer. So that's okay. Cool.
So, wow. So, wait a minute. I haven't seen all of The Last of Us part 1 video game. There's downloadable content that they charge $39.99 for on top of the $79.99 you just paid.
I think it's free now.
Wow.
I think it's free now. So
It better be free. No.
Or I think
But
they
wow,
included it in the remastered edition. So
I'll
man.
have to go watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
Ooh,
whole week to
interesting.
do
Yeah.
that. Damn. Yeah. Who knew? But I thought they were just gonna like expand on it even further because what they have added into this has so far worked.
Absolutely.
You know, subjectively speaking, it's all worked. You know, but yeah, cool. Keith and I both give this episode a thumbs up. I think
Yes.
Blake gives it a thumbs up as well. Same with Jeffrey Miller. If anything, for the performances, for the reunion, for the you know, the bonding, you know, they've gotten closer, and we'll see what the next episode brings. You guys can catch us here next Sunday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, Keith and I. We may have another guest in Gabriel Miramontes. Reach out to him, and you know, maybe some other guests. We're getting closer to the season finale, right? There's
three left.
7, 8, and 9.
7, 8, 9, yeah.
Oh boy, we're getting close, man. Yeah. It's flying by. Well, thank you to everyone who tuned in, whether you're watching live or on playback. We appreciate you guys' comments and having a discussion with us. It's always fun. It just adds more to the experience. Make sure you catch our Tuesday hangout show, Apocalypse Now, with Apocalypse movies this Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be talking Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania, getting into full-on spoilers, talk a little MCU Phase 5, and you know, I'm sure there will be some sort of debate because this is a very divisive movie. And yeah, be on the lookout for that. That's Tuesday at 7 p.m. with Keith, myself, Jake Berlin, Brian Avalosino, and Jacob Bartley. And yeah, that'll be Tuesday. But for now, we'll leave you guys be. Have a great Sunday evening. Have a great start to your work week. And we'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.